What is going on, my Concise Conversation family? I hope you are all doing well today. Today I have my mother on again, the Myra Francis, and she's going to talk to us about money. Not one of my favorite topics. Money is a good topic. Managing money, but she's an expert, so I'm going to let her give us the lowdown. So real quick, so you have a degree in accounting, right?
Finance and investments.
Finance and investment, okay. What prompted you to think that was a proper degree for you to get?
So I used to work at a bank for about 2 years in Antigua, and I liked money and banking, and so that was the closest thing that I could get at the school that I was going at the time. And money, personal finance turned out to be one of my greatest passions. And so even though I don't work in finance anymore directly, I guess at home I still do.
I can definitely say that finance is her biggest passion. She checks all our bank accounts on the regular, but she's weaning off. So because she is weaning off, because we're grown, I figured that she should give us she's giving me the tips already, so I want to share them with you all. So she has 5 of the biggest tips to give, financial tips to give to college students, and we're gonna go one by one and talk about all of them. So number 1.
So it might not be 5. He limited me to 5, but I kind of snuck a couple in. So the first one is build up your emergency fund. Sometimes in college, like, students get money from loans, scholarships, working, and they tend to become lazy and not cook. And so they use that money for like other things that's not for college. But the thing is, in economics, we learn something called opportunity cost. And so the money that you're using right now for other things that's not college, you could save that money for the future, because eventually you're going to need an apartment, you're going to need a car, maybe, stuff like that. Or an emergency. That's why it's called an emergency fund. So you want to save the money and not use it frivolously, because it's going to come in handy. And it seems as if, you're young, so you have free money, but we know nothing in life is really free.
Very true.
So, save that money, build it up, because you want to use it when you really, really need it. So I know I kind of threw in spending, which leads me to the second one. Find ways to spend less. Come back again to cooking your own food.
This is really shade-filled.
Very shade-filled. The thing about cooking your own food is, if you eat out a lot, the novelty is gonna wear off.
That's
and
very
so,
true.
and so it's all gonna taste the same. If you cook your own food more regularly, and then you plan to eat out, then you enjoy it better, because now it's like a big thing. And I understand there's like a culture gap, a generational gap, a finance gap. When I went to college, I didn't have parents I could rely on. It was just me and my sisters. So, and I didn't want to encroach on them too much. They're not my parents. So I get it. You guys, it's a different generation, different century, different everything.
Yeah.
I was not away at college, so I didn't have that. I was broke.
Yeah.
Broke. So I could not eat even at, like, say, McDonald's frivolously. So I had to go home and eat, whatever was there. But whenever we did go out to eat, it was fun, it was different. So you find ways to spend less of what you have.
Right.
Budgeting. Najja hates the budget.
I just don't like numbers. Like, okay, for example, the other day I woke up, I was in a great mood, I had a good morning, on a good run, and then she was like, let's budget. I was like, okay. And I just felt all the energy leave my body, and I just didn't. I understand the necessity and the importance of it, but you're correct, I don't like it.
Yeah, the thing about budgeting for people who do not budget, in their mind, they're like, it's money, I'm just gonna spend it, and that's it. But the thing is, if you have no idea what's coming in or what's going out, first of all, you could run into roadblocks. For instance, if you have no idea how much money is on your account and then it goes into overdraft, you now have to pay the bank $30. $30 from what you didn't have because you had no money.
Right.
So now you're paying them $30, you have to wait, and then something else comes up, then you have to pay them again. They're already rich. Why are you going to pay them money that they have that you don't.
Yeah.
So if you budget and try to stick to a budget, like I don't budget, believe it or not, but I am very thrifty, so I know I'm not gonna spend certain things. And so even with budget and like spending, I justify every purchase I make. If I go to the dollar store and I go to get, say, one thing, and then I see something else, I never say, oh, it's $1, I'm just gonna get it. I'm like, do I really need it? It might be just $1, but it adds up. So you pick one thing up, then you pick 5 things up, and then you go home, you really don't need them. You go to the dollar store, just get what you need and leave.
Yeah.
You know, so I try to stick to a budget by not spending more than I need to spend.
Yeah.
And again, I get it. What might be a necessity for me might not be for you guys. So I do get it, but try to be a little bit, you know, more organized, which is the third one, which is part of the budgeting. Keep track, be organized, and be cognizant of what you're spending. And that's why I like to use a credit card, because it keeps track of what I'm spending. Everyone knows if you have like say $100 and you break that $100, in 2 days you're like, you have no idea where that money went.
Yeah.
Use a credit card and you keep an eye on a credit card, then you know where everything goes.
Right.
So to me, all of that is part of budgeting, keeping track, being organized, and being aware of what you're spending. I actually have just 2 more if I'm gonna stick to Najja's 5.
Please.
And I'm gonna say, don't misuse credit. Like, I like to use a credit card because I typically pay it off at the end of the month.
Right.
And I do get, and that's why you stay within your means, because if you don't, then every month you have like extra, you know, you're paying interest on the money that you could not pay off.
Right.
And, you know, it's not, again, you're paying rich people money that you don't have.
Right.
So stay within your means and do not misuse credit. A lot of college students, they get these credit cards and they're like, yeah, free money. Then they buy a bunch of things that they don't need and someone has to pay it back. You don't want to be 25 and have to file for bankruptcy.
Right.
You know, so, you know, just do not misuse the credit. The last one that I have, Najja, actually is my favorite. Open a Roth IRA. I'm very passionate about a Roth IRA. IRA means individual retirement account. And I wish I had a Roth IRA when I was 18. Because then even if you put like say $10 a month, that's $120 a year if you're not working. And even if you have more and you put that money when you're 18, when you become like say 50, that could potentially go, if you invest it well and be aggressive with it because you're young, that could go to like thousands and thousands of dollars. You add more once you start working. You could retire at an early age, which just about everyone dreams of.
Right.
And also it's like money in the bank that you know you cannot touch until you're almost 60, so it's gonna stay right there. And a Roth IRA, it's after tax money, so once you put it in, it's yours when you can take it out at 59 and a half, which is almost 60. And it's like one of the best ways to save money. I have some miscellaneous tips here. I'm just gonna throw in.
Go for it.
I kind of touched on it with the interest, and it's like avoid fees. I don't pay fees. When I used to forget before I started banking online, say I forgot to pay a credit card in time, I would call the bank for that one. It's a courtesy waiver, and even though they give you one, they're not going to remember unless they keep track.
Right.
So if you forget again, but try not to, you can call again and say, as a
Right.
one-time courtesy, can you just waive the fee?
Right.
Because really, if I'm broke, I don't have $29 to give to Citibank.
Right.
You know. So it says, oh yeah, free. Free is my middle name, as you know.
Definitely is.
Anytime something is free, well, not everything, because you know, sometimes nothing is free.
Yeah.
But some things are free. So if there's like something free, like, you know, do your research and see if you could get something for free.
No.
It goes a long way.
For sure.
You know? And I have money loan. So I think my tip for that was, again, if you get a college loan, try not to misuse the money, because after 6 months, they need their money back.
Right.
And
Right.
you don't want to be spending 5% on a college loan when you use it for something else.
Right. Right.
So
Makes sense, yeah.
some people say that college students should work. I'm not a big believer of that, unless it's like a a job that's not too demanding, because you know
College
the
is
real
really a
purpose.
lot,
Exactly.
yeah.
So those are my tips, Najja.
Thank you. I feel like the theme of this video would be, there shouldn't be a fear behind budgeting and taking control of your money, because at the end of the day, you need money to live in this world, so it makes sense that you should have a good control over it and know how to manage it properly. So I really am gonna watch this video again and make sure I know all these tips like the back of my hand, like she does. But I just think, yeah, it's important, especially for college students, to get a grip on handling money, so when you actually go out into the real world, you know how to manage it, and you're not, like she says, spending frivolously and losing money that you could be saving instead.
Yep.
Yeah,
True
but
story.
I hope you guys are doing well. Manage your money properly. Eat at home. You got food at home. Hope you guys are doing well. We will talk to you later. Peace out.
Bye. Thanks for having me, Najja.
Of course.